Hey guys, before we get to the video, for more tips and tricks in the heating and air industry, please click that subscribe button. Thank you.
Hey guys, Josh for Griffin Air, serving the Middle Peninsula and the northern neck of Virginia, and wanted to do a video because I get one question more than any other question, it seems like. I get this question on my Facebook and my videos and everywhere, and that is, what is the best brand? Who's good, who's not? And one common trend that you'll see across our industry is most heating and air guys can just about all agree that the brand matters less than who installs it. So the installation or who installs it matters more than what brand you select. Of course, we all have our preferences. We may disagree on who's the best, but ultimately we can all agree that usually the installer matters more than the brand that they install. And so the question becomes, I've actually gotten this question, what does that mean? What does it mean to have a bad installer versus a good installer? And that's what this video is going to cover. In fact, if you found this video, we're going to do a series of videos where we're going to talk about bad installations, bad installers, and some examples that you as the homeowner can sniff out and find if you're getting a good installation or not. So check out this video, but check out the whole entire series. And our goal is to arm you, to help you figure out if you're getting a good installation or not. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, in this video, we're going to talk about gas connections. And we're going to talk about when you're installing a gas line to a gas furnace, there are do's and don'ts. And you would not believe how many times we see installers doing things improperly. I think before we even dive into this, from the very get-go, make sure you have someone that's licensed and insured to be doing it. I don't care what kind of experience they tell you that they have. I think if nothing else, if you were to have an issue in your home, you want to know that someone that was licensed and insured, and if nothing else, you may have to go back and make an insurance claim because there was a problem. You want to make sure that that person was qualified to be doing what they're doing. We see improper connections all the time, materials that are no longer approved for gas, things that may have been okay years ago, but now are not. Don't be afraid to get second opinions. If something doesn't sound right, or if you smell something you shouldn't, making sure that everything is on the up and up, making sure that people are telling you the same thing and that there's no problems. I think there's an element of safety when we're talking about gas and things like that. Another thing would be not having the proper amount of clearances around the equipment. And so when you install the equipment, it'll even say in the instructions, you should have this much clearance around the top and sides and things like that for safety, but also the efficiency and performance of the system. Another thing when we're talking about gas connections is, where's the shutoff at? If there's a problem, how can I shut off the gas to my home or to that particular appliance, making sure that they don't continue to have issues. And lastly, educating that homeowner what to expect, making sure that everything's on the up and up when it comes to the gas in their home. The last thing I'll say about gas is make sure if you have a gas appliance in your home, I don't care where it's located in your home, I don't care if it's the summertime and you're not even using heat. If you have any form of gas in your home, do not go to sleep tonight without a carbon monoxide detector in your home. We've heard way too many horror stories. It's just not worth it. And just so we're clear, carbon monoxide, I've had people comment and say before, oh, well, carbon monoxide detectors, they don't detect gas leaks. I'm not saying they do. Your nose will hopefully detect that gas leak. But carbon monoxide is an odorless gas that if you have it escaping into your home can kill you or at least make you sick. Could all be resolved if you would just make sure you had a working carbon monoxide detector in your home. In this video, we're going to talk about flue connections. And if we're talking about flue pipes coming off of your furnace, we see installers all the time do things that are no-nos and safety issues for you as the homeowner when they're talking about flue connections. So what are we talking about? Well, first of all, let's make sure that those flue pipes are sealed correctly. If it's a metal flue, making sure that they're actually together, there's nothing escaping in the home, making sure that if it's some sort of plastic flue pipe, that everything is glued and primed properly, making sure everything is rising like it's supposed to. It needs to rise and get out of your home, get that carbon monoxide out of your home. And then lastly, if it's a plastic flue, making sure it has fall where it's supposed to have fall, so that way that water that gets in that pipe can drain back to the furnace. Another thing is we see people all the time not use the approved products to seal those pipes. So we'll see plastic flue pipes be put into furnaces, and they'll take silicone, like silicone from a hardware store that say a painter would use, and use that to seal. That is not what you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use an approved RTV sealant, so you'll be able to remove those flue pipes if you need to service anything, and it will seal that flue pipe the way it's supposed to. We'll see flue pipes installed where critters can get into them all the time. Bees' nests be able to build a nest in there in the off season and things like that. And lastly, we'll see intake pipes all the time that should be plumbed outside, and they're just simply not. They're just hanging there, pulling air from inside the home or some other location that they're not supposed to be designed to do that. Making sure that everything's on the up and up, making sure that if you do think there's an issue, go ahead and get a second opinion. Even if you have to pay for it, we're talking about safety, we're talking about your family. And lastly, if you don't have a carbon monoxide detector in your home, don't go to sleep tonight without one. I don't care if it's the summer and you're not using heat or whatever. If you have flue pipes and some sort of gas appliances in your home, let's go ahead and get your carbon monoxide detector. It's an odorless gas, and we want to make sure that everybody is safe. Hope that helps. Thanks for watching. The last thing I'll say is if you're in the market for a new heating and air system and you're in Virginia in the Middle Peninsula or the Northern Neck, give Griffin Air a call. We'll give you a free estimate and the best warranty in the area. But if you're not in our coverage area, check out my new website. I've even got a little banner up here, newhvacguide.com. Check out that site because we've put so much information on there. It's as if I wrote a book telling folks, hey, here's the good and the bad. Avoid this or that. I've even got a whole page called no-nos, things to stay away from. And so before you spend thousands, check out that website. And finally, for more tips and tricks in the heating and air industry, click that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.